We're live. Welcome back, everybody. Shock Dog 51 here, Kelly with Rhino Bucket Ryan. We are back here with our Week 8 predictions, our our Week 8 review, our Week 9 predictions. We're also going to talk about what happened here at the trade deadline, what we think of that. And also, we are going to do our mid-season predictions here, how we see the rest of the regular season going to unfold. So hopefully you guys enjoy this. As always, make sure you guys like, comment, all that stuff. Enjoy. Give us a thumbs up. And let's just get right into it with our Thursday night game here last week. Ravens at the Buccaneers, with the Ravens coming out with a win over the Bucks.
I just want to see if we can get this notion going. I vote our podcast be called the Big Fat Dub Podcast. Calling it right now, Big Fat Dub Podcast. Loving it.
Probably could, but
why not?
So Ravens actually finally able to sustain and get another win here. Bucks still on the decline, unfortunately.
Yeah, I didn't watch this game. I don't remember if I actually watched this game or not. Honestly, don't remember.
I got the tail end of it.
I think I watched the tail end too. Honestly, it's a little hard right now. This is the worst that Tom Brady's ever started with. He's definitely struggling. The Buccaneers are 3-5. Ravens getting a nice win. Oh, I did not watch this because I watched the tail end of it because I came in and Mark Andrews is already out. Yeah, talked about that. Yeah, Ravens sustaining some serious injuries right now. Hopefully,
that's right. I did watch the whole game because you texted me.
Yeah, hopefully Mark Andrews is healthy. Some people need him in fantasy football.
Both my leagues.
And hopefully Tom Brady can bounce back. It's not like they're getting blown out too much, but I think personally a lot of the struggles for the Buccaneers is you has to revolve around the new coach, the new coordinators, and everything like that. But Tom Brady's personal life is now playing in a factor, in my opinion.
That's what everybody's actually saying right now, is that this thing with Giselle officially now divorced the day after the game.
Yeah.
And it's like, wow, really?
I gotta think that's gotta play a big part on him. And it's kind of one of those, not to get into anyone's personal life. It's unfortunate for Tom Brady. Unfortunately, though, they just had you can stand by whatever it could be, but it sounds like she doesn't want him to continue to play football. She wants him to. He is 40-something odd years old.
45.
45. She doesn't want him to get hurt and everything like that. But Tom's a competitor. You can't really blame Tom. He's a fighter. He's a competitor, and that's why he's one of the best.
Well, that's what I said. 45, and then obviously I don't think he's had like really any major injury. But there's always that factor. Football players, when they step away, they have lasting effects from the game.
He has had one injury.
It was just that ankle, wasn't it? Or knee, or
he had a torn ACL 1 year, and he was out for the whole year. And Matt Castle was quarterback.
Okay, I was going to say,
which helped Matt Castle rise to being a future starter in the Kansas City Chiefs.
Remember if that was the Matt Castle or the Jacoby Brissett. No, that was the suspension one.
That was suspension. Yep.
Yep.
He still won the damn Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Against the Seahawks.
I missed 4 games and still went on.
Yep, that was the year that he beat the Seahawks.
So anyway, I obviously, even though a divorce has been, it's been finalized, but there's still probably more that's going to be going on between that. So that'll probably be a factor for him as well. Always something.
Oh, no, I was wrong. It wasn't. Tom Brady's suspension was not the year they won the Super Bowl against the Seahawks. It was against the Falcons. Because that year, Tom Brady came back and only lost 1 game, and that was to the Seahawks in Gillette Stadium. Bam!
Oh, wasn't that when Blunt ran for like 3 touchdowns still?
But Baldwin had a really nice game, and they had a goal line stop where Cam was defending Gronkowski's.
Remember that.
Yep.
Anyway, yeah.
Memory.
Also, too, I've noticed that watching the last 2 games too with Brady, he's just hasn't been hitting his targets really well either.
There's something going on with the playbook that's kind of affecting a lot of. He's playing with a lot of frustrations. Although who had a really good game is your boy from UW in the Pooches, Cade Otton.
Cade Otton, yeah,
he had a really nice game.
I don't know if their number one tight end was out or.
With Tom Brady's system always runs with multiple tight ends. So it's I think they have Cameron Brain. I don't know if they have OJ Howard still, but I think Cade Otton's going to try to fit in there, which I think he can.
Well, that's what I was trying to say. As like, I don't know if the other two guys, because I'm pretty sure Cade was like the number 3 tight end. Usually rookies are, unless they're real big coming out. But that's why I was wondering if these other guys were hurt or they just haven't been performing, so they're just giving Cade the option, see what he can do in this game, because the offense for the Buccaneers has been struggling. Like Fournette can't seem to get going. They've had Godwin that's been hurt. Evans dropping a couple pretty easy passes lately.
He's been battling injuries,
and he's battling. It's just
no. Cade Otton's number 2 tight end.
Oh, who's number
1? Cameron Braid, but he is questionable.
Okay. All right. So enough about them. We'll talk about more of them, about them going down the road eventually. So up next, we have the Broncos at the Jags, which I picked the Jags to win this one, but right now the Jags are kind of falling back into their true form, in my opinion.
I think so too. I will not say that, Russell Wilson got to win. You beat the Jaguars, son. You beat the Jags.
In London.
Your high knees in the middle of the plane did nothing. Because again, this was the defensive win and everything like that. In my opinion, I agree with you. I think I'm the one that said it initially when we first talked about it. The Jags just look like the Jags of old. They just look like crap. Their offense isn't bad, and their defense is holding on, but they're just not finishing games. As for the Broncos, they still look like shit.
Oh yeah.
You ain't surprised. You ain't bringing me hope. You ain't making me love you.
I mean, I honestly wouldn't be surprised if I should say just the Broncos in general, lose another 2 games, get a win. Lose another 2 games, get a win. That's how I feel like this.
I think they'll get a couple more wins because they're going to play some really bad teams, but the schedule does not favor them to have a winning season. Now, question for you.
Yeah.
And be honest, if you were a teammate of Russell Wilson and you're on the plane and this dude's doing stretches and exercising, what would your reaction be? While you're trying to sleep on an 8-hour plane.
What would my reaction be?
Yeah, what would you do?
Honestly, I'd probably just block him out.
I'd do what Shannon Sharp said. Tell him to sit the fuck down.
Okay, is this what I've been hearing about all of a sudden? Some people are making fun of Russell doing this, stuff, and I'm like, wait, what is going on?
Because, so he did an interview right afterwards, after they landed on London, right? Well, his team was the one that pointed out that he was doing these workouts. He's all about himself and everything like that. So a lot of things was asked, was like, so why'd you do this? He goes, well, I beat jet lag. Well, my team is sleeping. I'm locked in and working out. He's making it about himself. And there's a reason why there's not really a good camaraderie in that locker room. Because he has his own office in the building. He has his entire team, I think they're called Team 3, nutritionists, specialists, all this stuff, in the building that he works with alone. He doesn't eat with the team. He doesn't do all that, rehab with the team. He's all about himself. That's where all this is coming down. And that, to me, is Shannon Sharp said it best. John Elway, when he played with John Elway in the Super Bowl era, John was with the team. Peyton Manning was with the team. When Shannon Sharp went to the Ravens, he was with the team. All these superstars continue to be team players, and Russ is not a team player.
Until they get to that, superstar mentality, and then that seems to corrupt them. And
well, I think Shannon Sharp said it best. He's more wanting to be a celebrity than a football player. He wants the camera on him and all this stuff. And to me, I would have done what Shannon said and told him to sit the fuck down. 8 hours of flying on the plane, all you hear is pump, 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 pump while you're trying to sleep. Hell no. Plus, I hate flying, so any little sound, movement, or anything like that scares the hell out of me. He would be lucky I don't knock his ass out. I don't care if the team tells me you're cut. You cut our star quarterback. You're cut. Cool. I'll be on the first plane back.
So it sounds like once again, another thing the Russell Wilson showing everybody that
he's this wonderful, great guy. And that's why I don't credit this win, because to me, first of all, you beat the Jaguars. Cool. I think there's college programs that would whoop the Jags' ass. I think there's high school teams that could probably whoop the Jaguars' ass. And to me, like, the game was so back and forth, but it was so low scoring. Both defenses killed it. But again, like, Russ's performance is still not great. He only threw 1 touchdown and 1 interception. It's still not great.
Well, didn't he get hurt again too in this game?
I don't know. Well, how did he? He was locked in. That's all I'm going to say right now, because we're going to try not to make a Russell Wilson. I'll make a Russell Wilson.
I'm actually about to go on a rant right now about Russell Wilson, but
join me. I'm bringing y'all into this. I'm bringing y'all into this.
We'll save it for Rollins rants when we get
y'all
that sideshow going.
Y'all think I'm just crazy, but I called this shit. I called Aaron Rodgers being a punk ass bitch. I called Russell Wilson being overpaid and all this stuff. And even the last few years in Seattle, I said he's going downhill. Seattle don't pay him. What'd they do? They decided, Russell Wilson, fuck you.
All right. Like I said, I'm ready to start saying some stuff now, but we'll save that for another time.
I don't just speak because I'm a hater. I speak truth.
I speak truth. All right, everybody. Up next, we're gonna talk about the Panthers, which actually was a good game. This actually was a really nice, good back and forth game, a good classic game.
It was.
Unfortunately, the only problem in this game for the Panthers was their kicker. That was pretty much the only problem.
I don't just blame him for that,
but I
blame DJ Moore.
But DJ Moore, you know how I can't remember who I called dumbass a few weeks ago. And I was just like, you dumbass. Well, DJ Moore, you are the dumbass.
Like my dad when you say dumbass. You put emphasis on the dumb and ass.
You are the dumbass this week. Seriously, you catch
it sounds like my father. He does. He says that. Like, he says dumbass. And it's like, all right, Dad.
All right.
Go ahead.
So anyway, seriously, you catch the game tying touchdown, take off your helmet. You know that's a no-no. You could say, oh, you got all caught up in anything. These guys should know that.
They should.
They should know that, and then get penalized for it. And so Atlanta enforces that on the PAT try, which your kicker ends up missing, which you could have won that game if you would have made that PAT, possibly, if the ball was closer. So, dumbass.
I want to give credit to the Panthers. PJ Walker and Devontae Freeman had 2 stellar games. They're playing really well without CMC, which was a big thing. And again, I want to show a lot of love and praise for the Falcons going out there. Marcus Mariota coming out there and, you know what, surprising everybody. Again, Atlanta's one of those teams that everyone just kind of thought that everyone just want.
Sorry, I'm getting over a cold, guys. Sorry.
Showing off, like, the Falcons are something to watch out for. They may not win this year, and I'll talk about that in the predictions. But honestly, I love watching the Falcons. I love that team. I think that's a great team to watch, and hopefully they continue.
Well, also too, Mario is one of those veterans that's been around for a while. He's finally got another chance now, and he's trying to make the most of it. To prove that he can be that starting quarterback again. So it's good. It's good to see. It's good to see.
I think I'm gonna throw a hot take in here. I think Tennessee was not a good program. Was not a good organization for him.
I don't think so either. They didn't fit him in the style.
And I'm gonna say this too. I don't think it was good for Vince Young. I don't think it was good for Jake Locker. And I don't think it was good for Mariota. I think those 3 players would have succeeded in any other organization but Tennessee. Hot take.
Hot take. Could be your catchphrase now.
No. My catchphrase is, fuck you.
All right. Moving on, Bears at the Cowboys. Cowboys putting a whooping on the Bears.
Say that. Say that like you mean it, okay?
You gotta do it, dude.
You put a whooping on them Bears. The Cowboys whoop them Bears. Justin Fields, fuck you.
Right. Another thing too that, and then this is what I believe we talked about last time, or at least Ryan may have. I talked it off stream. I can't remember if we talked during stream, but another thing, Dak's second game, being back, and they say right here, big thing. Dak Prescott kept his legs. How do you say that? Churning.
Churning.
Never knew that was a thing.
I've heard like churning butter, but
to turn the quarterback sneak into a 25-yard gain. I mean,
I know what he meant. I know what that means. It's a pie. It's a pile. So when he's being tackled, you're keeping your feet moving. It's like churning butter. You have to chew it to a certain point.
Yeah.
Churning is he just kept his legs going.
Okay, that's what it means.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, you look at that, it's like, okay, well, Dak only went, I mean, obviously, good quarterback rating, 21 out of 27, but 250 yards and 2 touchdowns. It's like, Pollard over here balled out in this game. Why isn't he like the main headline right here?
The two things that need to be credited was Pollard had a wonderful game.
And Parsons
14 carries, 131 yards, and 3 touchdowns. But it's the defense.
Cowboy defense.
It's the defense. And honestly, too, I mean, we've said it. Just the Bears. You're just not that good. I don't think Justin Fields is the guy. You've said it as well. Actually, what's funny is, did you ever watch the highlight of Micah Parsons' touchdown?
Yes, I did.
You just notice that Justin Fields jumped over him instead of actually all you had to do is touch him. He jumped over him.
I didn't realize it was actually Fields until I actually had a wider view, and then they showed it was him, and I was like,
"Yeah,
oh great, he doesn't know. He's probably thinking college, and then so."
You're in the league for 3 years now. You know better. You know better.
I don't know, but yeah, he thought he was down, or maybe he thought it was like a dead play, and then just hopped right over, and then Parsons like, nobody touched me. Bye.
The credit, like I said, the Cowboys defense is what's gonna take him far. And especially the way Parsons is playing, depending he can stay healthy and everything like that. But this is gonna the Cowboys defense is gonna carry this team. Hopefully we'll see if they can carry this team. So.
By the way, Blake, respect the sports. Also, all right, up next we have the Dolphins at the Lions. Lions actually did really good here in the first half, but unfortunately did nothing here in the second half, which ended up giving the Dolphins the opportunity to get another win here. Tyreek, and also I think Waddle had both great games, and Tua also having another great game. Dolphins are looking really mean over in that division.
I'm not going to credit the Dolphins too much, but I'm going to credit this. We talked about the Jags looking like crap. The Lions look like major crap. And honestly, the Dolphins, they are a team to watch out for. They are the only team to beat the Bills this year. We'll see how this continues on and everything like that. But I think, again, more credit has to be, man, Lions, you just suck.
Yeah. I mean,
you're just terrible. You're just terrible.
You're that team this year.
You are. You're fighting for a number 1 draft pick, and you better draft well.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, halfway through the season, pretty much, and might as well just get that draft pick.
Yeah.
Up next, this was a pretty good game. Cardinals at the Vikings. This was actually a game that you didn't hear much during the day, like much at all. It was a very quiet game, and like we've always said, the Vikings are just that underappreciated team. But then also you have the Cardinals that are just falling apart at the same time.
The Cardinals are really playing. They're underperforming very well. I mean, this was a team that was supposed to finish second in the NFC West. They were competing for a playoff spot. Man, show some love for Kirk Cousins and the damn Vikings, please. Like, and that's the reason why I don't think Vikings are ever talked about, is because outside of Justin Jefferson, there's no sexy pick. There isn't. And what I mean by sexy pick is it's not the pick you would choose. Kirk Cousins isn't the quarterback that you normally would choose.
Right.
You know, Dalvin Cook isn't the running back you would always choose. Justin Jefferson, yeah, he's the receiver that you would choose. But Thielen, no. The defense, probably not. But they're balling. They're looking good. I really hope this continues. And this is a really good year for them because of the way the Packers are playing right now. The Vikings are going to take control and actually run with this. They're in the driver's seat right now, and Kirk's got to keep his foot on the gas. Do not let up. And the Cardinals, I think the Cardinals are, they may have a good week this week and everything like that. DeAndre Hopkins is coming back, and I think what they're doing is they're trying to force the ball into him more. I think because he's been out for 6 weeks and everything like that.
More fresh guy.
They're trying to force it with him. Because again, he's part of the reason why Kyler's been so good the last couple of years. Got a guy like Hopkins who's going to bail him out. But I don't believe in Kyler Murray. I don't believe in this offense. I believe in my man J.J. Watt, but I don't believe in the defense either.
I know I feel bad kind of for JJ, going to a team after being on Houston for so long and not having the, that great winning seasons or anything, or even getting close to it, even like being in the playoff. No, actually,
he's been in the playoffs before.
Like what, twice, 3 times, maybe?
2 or 3 times, but
then not getting through the first round.
Oh, and your quarterback's Matt Schwab,
Brian Hoyer,
Brock Osweiler, like. He had set this guy up for success.
And then, over to go here to Arizona, which Arizona just seems to be a little bit better than like what Houston's doing pretty much. But still, it's not enough for this man. He deserves so much, so much more.
Well,
congrats to him and his wife.
Exactly. And it's not saying like all the Cardinals are bad, because honestly, another player I feel bad for, Budda Baker. Balling out, killing it over there for the Cardinals. But again, it's just not working out, in my opinion.
Right. I mean, it's just things are not playing. And like I said, and it's a factor of, is it Kyler Murray, them not being more disciplined with him, on his side of the job. I mean, that's been the big talk here lately is that, he's not really hardly putting in the work, especially the film time and the studying.
Yep.
So maybe we're starting to finally see that. I wouldn't be surprised if Cardinals end up having a losing season this year, that they probably start looking for that next quarterback.
I mean, I would. But, that's just me.
Sorry, but if you got a player that's not willing to commit and go, put in that extra time and.
Well, no. It's not only that, but it's your fucking quarterback. It's your franchise quarterback. If he ain't putting in the work, like, you're doomed. You're doomed.
Yeah, I'm sorry. You can't rely, on the coach telling you, especially, calling in the play every time for you, hey, watch out for, 57 over there, creeping up. He might blitz on you. Then just looking like, oh, hey, that guy's right there. Don't make an audible.
I mean, it's like I said last year, the Cardinals are overrated, and it really showed from the last part of the season to currently this year. I mean, all their wins this year have been fluke.
Yeah.
Haven't been much.
Yeah, they have. Up next, sad game. I don't think we need to talk much about it, but
I'm gonna say 2 things. One, the Saints whooped the Raiders 24-0, and what a performance by the man Alvin Kamara.
Alvin Kamara finally getting that big game under his belt. He's been really quiet this season so far, but finally had a breakout game. So maybe that might be something. Especially after the Saints heartbreaking loss last week with Dalton throwing 2 pick sixes?
2 pick sixes in a row.
2 pick sixes in a row.
Yeah.
Bounce back week for them. Good to see that. Raiders I don't know what to tell you guys.
Their season's done. Right now. Their season's done.
It's just, you're at halfway through the season at 2-5.
Just
you need a miracle.
Just beat the Broncos and be ahead of them, and you got my love.
Just take that one win. Beat the Broncos, and then that can just be your.
Don't give Russell Wilson hope.
Divisional matchup: Patriots at the Jets.
Glory, hallelujah! New York Jets lost. Thank you, Jesus.
We had to
Overrated.
stop. We had to stop that.
I mean, like I said, the Jets were off to a good start, but I don't believe it was going.
Yeah, we'll see if that actually even continues. Apparently, I guess Zach Wilson's starting to get some criticism now, especially with these last two losses that they've had. Apparently, they're saying that he needs to start to grow up a bit.
Well, I mean, he needs to stop begging his mom's friends first and foremost. Focus on football and put Joe Flacco in there again. He was the reason why you're winning so damn much.
Yeah, the veteran.
Yeah. I don't think the Jets, like I said, and this is just me, Jets capitalize on luck, on some lucky wins and everything like that. I don't think this team is legit. I think this team's going to fall apart. I don't trust Zach Wilson. You know, the reason why they were also killing it is their rookie running back Brees Hall. And now that he's been hurt the last two, he's out for the rest of the year. It's really hurt this team, and it's going to continue hurting this team. I don't think this team is going to bounce back.
Yeah, unless Carter all of a sudden decides to bounce back like he was at the beginning of the season.
I like the Jets coach because he's the former DC for the San Francisco 49ers.
Saleh. Yeah, Robert Saleh.
He's great, but I don't trust Zach Wilson.
I mean, yeah.
And it's the Jets. It's a New York team.
Yeah.
New York.
We'll talk more about the Jets here later. Because I have some stuff I would like to say, especially about all these teams and how I think they're going to end their season.
Yep.
So, next game here, we got Steelers at Eagles. Eagles staying perfect. Steelers, unfortunately, having a bad year. Jalen Hurts balling out. Pretty much everybody. A.J. Brown having a 3-touchdown day. And, I mean, the guy ended up getting random drug test the next morning. Because of how good the game was.
They whooped them. That's all you can say. They whooped the Steelers.
Steelers just can't find pretty much an offense to get any points.
They can't find an offense. They can't find defense. They can't find shit. Why call them the Steelers? Call them the Fabric.
I mean, I feel bad for Mike Tomlin, pretty much his streak of not having a losing season is pretty much looking like it's going to actually finally happen.
Well, again, they ain't called the Steelers. They're not made of steel. Made of paper. Made of tissue. Call them the toilet papers. There you go.
Oh, the toilet paper.
There you go.
All right. Up next, Titans at the Texans. Derrick Henry, like I have mentioned the last few weeks, is getting back up into form, looking good, carrying this team. Also, Tannehill was out again, so
Malik Willis.
Malik. I always want to say Malik for some reason. That's why I ask you, because I know you've been following him. Malik getting the start here.
It's all right, Herbie. It's all right.
And unfortunately, the Texans being just like the Lions this year, just being that team that you want an easy win, they're the team to play.
Actually, I disagree with that. I think Texans give you a better fight than anybody of these losing teams.
Texans have had close games.
They've had close games. I think they're better than the Lions, which is saying a lot when the Lions have Amon-Ra St. Brown, Jared Goff, DeAndre Swift. I couldn't even tell you the damn quarterback's name for the freaking Texans. And yet, they're doing better than freaking the Lions. And to me, you're better than the Broncos. Thank you.
You heard it here.
Fuck the Broncos.
Next, we have Commanders at the Colts. Commanders getting a last-minute touchdown to help put them up by 1 point there at the end of the game. Seal it for them. Now they have broken even through the season. Heineke looking actually pretty good over there.
I mean, that's a man playing for something. This guy was unfortunately on the side of getting benched because of Carson Wentz, and he's playing like a man, fired up and ready to go. And you know what? Great win for the Commanders. They need it. I'm gonna say this. I know a lot of people don't like it. I actually like the name. I like Commanders. I also like their uniform. But getting back to the game, great win for the Commanders. Colts. I mean, say goodbye to your season. Your season's done. I'll run it out there right now.
All right. Sounds good. Next up, we have the Niners at the Rams, and bounce back game for the Niners as they lost last week mostly because they had this command.
No, we're gonna talk about one thing. It wasn't the Rams versus the Niners. It was Christian McCaffrey versus the Rams.
That's what I was getting at. As newly acquired Christian McCaffrey just had a career day that hasn't been done since 2005, I believe they said, by LaDainian Tomlinson. And they said it was also the first time in San Francisco history that somebody was doing, which I even surprised my dad, who is a long lifetime San Francisco fan.
Really, like, you never hear it though. That's honestly something that's never been done before, which doesn't surprise me.
In their franchise, is what I was saying.
Oh, that's like three franchise.
No, it has.
There's only like 4 people like 3 people.
Well, yeah, but but you're just saying like you just nobody.
Yeah, there's only 3 people in the history of the NFL that have ever done that.
Yeah,
but no, every franchise had it. Almost every franchise.
Oh, okay. But my dad was surprised that he said that with all the great running backs he's had, that none of them have actually done this. So, but you're going back, but he's going back to the time when everything was pretty much run heavy as it was, anyways.
Oh, yeah. That's what I mean,
and also pocket, passers.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Though, it's like this is history made because this is again like the 3rd person in NFL history to ever do it.
Yeah,
and I just want to say this. We talked about this in the podcast. Y'all said the Bills. You said the Bills would be the best fit. I told y'all that the Niners were the fit for Christian McCaffrey. Again, I don't just say it to say it. I speak.
I said if Christian McCaffrey went to the Bills, that's guaranteed Super Bowl win. Now that McCaffrey has gone to the Niners, and you gotta remember too, they didn't even have Deebo Samuel that day too. This is 49ers, who I picked to be last in the division, going to the Super Bowl against the Bills.
Well, a couple things, and again, I said this.
We'll talk more about that in my prediction.
Jimmy Garoppolo. The minute he come in, the Niners are winners. Right? Yeah, he's had a couple bad games. Whatever. Shoot. Garoppolo is a better quarterback than Trey Lance. But when I say Christian McCaffrey is going to make this team better, I don't just. And again, yeah, you didn't have Deebo in this game, but it's also nice to see because Kittle's actually coming back. But the minute you get Deebo healthy, and you're talking, your weapons are, which for Jimmy Garoppolo, George Kittle at tight end, Brandon Ayuk, and Deebo Samuel at receiver, Christian McCaffrey at running back. Deebo could also play running back. I mean, I'm sorry, NFL. I'm sorry. But if they can just figure this shit out, Niners are going to go to the Super Bowl. I'm calling it now. Because honestly, the NFC is so damn weak. I don't care what anyone says. The Eagles, if you look at their strength of schedule, weak. Yeah, they beat the Cowboys.
Are you talking about like just first half?
Yeah, this first half.
Okay.
It's weak. Okay, you beat the Cowboys. The Cowboys didn't have Dak Prescott. And they still give you a run for your money. I think the Niners are the best team in the NFC. Followed by the Cowboys. My prediction.
All right. Hopefully can't wait to hear more about your predictions later on too. All right, guys, we're almost finished here. Up next, we have the Giants at the Seahawks, which very happy to actually see the Seahawks get this one. I was actually nervous about this game.
I was not.
Because it's the way the Giants were rolling, but I was like, okay, the Giants here are going to fall on their face here real soon. And I'm really glad that Barkley did not get going, even though he got the 1 touchdown. Daniel started to kind of collapse. Tyler Lockett did not have a great game, but was able to bounce back. But I'm very glad that we were able to bounce back. Geno doing great, and Kenneth Walker.
Well, it's like I said to you, one thing about the Giants in Seattle is that they don't play well here in Seattle. The Giants don't play well here at all.
You had mentioned that, yeah.
I think they've only gotten 1 win in their last few trips, and that was a time when Seattle Seahawks. I think that was a couple years ago. it was on the decline of Russell Wilson. So that was one of the reasons why I knew, oh, this dude sucks. Um, but you're talking about like at least 4 games that I can call where the Giants just when they come to Seattle just suck. That was one of them, and this was another one too. Close game, yes, but I think the biggest thing about this Seattle Seahawks team is their defense is playing the way that they is playing lights out defense.
Okay.
The offense, they have some struggles, but the thing is like this is the most complete team in the sense of they compete like a team. Gino doesn't take how he's playing into any stardom role. He's not about that or anything like that. He's out to prove to everyone that he's worth it. He's out to prove to everyone that he's better than what people think. He's out to prove that they don't need Russell Wilson. This team is good. This team is balling out. Kenneth Walker, I had said that it was going to start at some point about mid part of the season, and he's going to be a big changing factor, and he has been. Didn't have the best rushing games since he started, but still contributing big time. The defense, lights out. Their DBs are playing amazing.
The defense has really turned.
Oh yeah,
these last 3 weeks around.
The defensive line, the pressure we're putting on quarterbacks.
Even the offensive line now is starting to look.
Really good. They aced it. No one looks at this in the sense of like, oh, they never went and got a quarterback. No, they got 2 tackles for the future, which is what they needed, and it's worked for them. They hit on the draft, and they're hitting on this year, sitting at 5-3, and in a division where again most people picked them to only win 2 wins. You already exceeded that, and they're winning. They're leading a very tough NFC West team. On paper, the NFC West is tough, and no one thought this team would be any good. And guess what? They are.
Yeah,
the Hawks.
I mean, I'm not saying this just because I am a Seattle fan, but seeing the way that everyone is looking at this team coming into the season and being at the halfway point that we are now, we both, thought, okay, this is going to be rebuilding year. We're pretty much probably going to do so-so, maybe tank a little bit. But seeing the results that we're getting now, it's got us, it's pulling us back. It's got us believing that, hey, we are, actually still good. We didn't fall as much as we thought we were going to. And that, hey, we actually are looking at playoffs right now, which nobody thought, hey, yeah, Seattle's not going to make the playoffs this year.
In my opinion, still.
Okay.
Here's the thing, though. One thing about Seattle is I want to see how they do against some other team. Because, again, you look at our 3 losses. We lost to Atlanta and we lost to New Orleans. Tough teams. Close losses. 1 score. We do have one unfortunate loss that's going to hurt them. The San Francisco. And that wasn't just a loss. That was a whooping. And I want to see how this... I want to see the Seattle Seahawks make the playoffs. I would love for that. I would love for them to win this division. But to speak as a true football fan, though, I need to see how you do against the Rams. You have not played the Rams yet this year. And that's been your Achilles heel the last few years. And I also got to see how you play round 2 against the Niners. Because to me, like I just said, I think the Niners are the better team. And, once it just had to give Christian McCaffrey a game under his belt to kind of get that motion going. Pending health and everything like that, I think the Niners could really take it to the Seahawks. But the Seahawks can surprise everybody. I don't think that this is a sign that this team is again, they faulted around being around Russell Wilson and making his team. And this is what's showing, what the Seahawks are doing this year is reminding everyone how good Carroll's system works. His system works. I think that when you try to focus on one player, you fault. But if you focus on the system itself, you look good. And I think that's what we're seeing. And hopefully Seattle continue this. They're off to a great start, surprising everybody. And again, just much love and praise for Geno Smith and the entire defense.
Agreed. All right, wrapping up the week with our Sunday game. We have the Packers at the Bills, which Packers apparently have never won at the Bills. Now 0-7, I believe they said now after this week's loss. Just Bills being the Bills and self-destruct.
Packers look like shit.
And Aaron Rodgers and the Packers just falling apart like they
Aaron Jones had a game. The running backs had a game. Also want to thank you, Josh Allen, for the performance you had, because had you had the performance that you've had all year, I've lost fans. But overall, great win for the Bills. I mean, they are. I talk about the Niners being the best team at the NFC. I think the Bills are the best team in the. They're just playing like the best. They are. They literally are playing like the best team in the.
I mean, we were watching this game too, and we were waiting for it to happen. But we actually literally thought a fight was going to break out.
Oh, come on. I think so. You know,
there were so many times where we thought at least a few fights were going to start breaking out.
I've been waiting for fisticuffs.
Especially with Alexander on the Green Bay defense and Stephon Diggs at the start of the game coming out of the tunnel, gone at each other, as you might have seen the video. And then all game long and just, oh man, you knew something was going to happen.
So I'm going to throw a hot take in here, and this will be part of my predictions. Someone better dethrone the Bills in the AFC. Because come playoff time, that's where you want to stay out of.
Oh, for a home field advantage.
Yep. I'll tell you this right now. It's going to be cold. Don't want to go to Buffalo. Because then you are... Because you think about the Patriots when they had home field advantage back in the Tom Brady era and how it always got cold and everything like that. Buffalo's going to be just as bad. And I'm just saying, for all of the NFL, for all you cats in there that want to go to the Super Bowl or the AFC, you better figure out how to stop the Bills because, again, like when Seattle had it and everyone's like, oh, going to the Pacific Northwest is going to be rough in the playoffs, that's why. You think Seattle's bad? You think New England is bad? Buffalo's going to be worse. And guess what? I love your fans, Buffalo. I am now becoming a Buffalo Bills fan. Love you, Josh Allen. Love you, Stephon Diggs. God damn it. Love you, Bills Mafia. You're the only idiots that will jump on fucking tables. For fun. God, you make it so football fans are dumb as hell. You're so damn loyal.
You're probably the ones that are keeping places like IKEA and Walmart in business with all the tables you've been buying for years.
Yeah, you'd be buying all those folding tables like crazy.
But goddamn, if Josh Allen though, if it's anything like last year in that one snow game last year where he struggled in, I have Josh Allen by the way on my fantasy team as Ryan's been pointing out. That man, if that happens again, I'm thinking about it. Actually, I'll probably bench him in that game. He struggled bad last year in that snow game. I don't know.
The Bills weren't as good, though, in my opinion. Here's the thing. Here's the thing about the Bills. The Bills, watching them this year, in every game that I've watched the Bills in, this isn't a team that's just saying that we're good. This is the team that for 2 years in a row, Patrick Mahomes has knocked you ass out of the playoffs. They're so tired of losing in the playoffs. They're ready. They want a Super Bowl. And Von Miller is a big addition that's helping this team. I don't think that there could be a struggle game as much. But the Bills as a team are out for a trophy. They want to bring a trophy to Buffalo. They want to pull LeBron James and be like, Buffalo, this is for you. This is a city that is dying for a Super Bowl, and the Bills are ready to deliver. I see what you mean by the snow game, and that was a really cold game. And again, you just had Bill Belichick just run the damn ball, and they struggle. But the mentality is different. Mentality from last year's Bills to this year's Bills.
Yep.
Because again, they lost a very close game to Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen is tired of being second fiddle to Patrick Mahomes. The Bills are tired of being second fiddle to the Chiefs. They are going out and gonna win a Super Bowl. That's their mentality. And every team will say, "Oh, we want to win a Super Bowl," but you can watch a team and say that team is going to win it.
I think honestly, right now, the Bills are the most deserving to win one.
Yeah.
As much as, of course, we always want our favorite teams to. I really think the Bills are the most deserving.
They're the most deserving. They've been put through the tester, though. Because, again, they've beaten teams like Baltimore, Kansas City. Yeah, they lost to Miami, but they beat the Packers and everything like that. Why I say that they're better than the Eagles, the strength of schedule, the course they've gotten here so far, Bills are better than Eagles. And if it's Bills and Eagles in the Super Bowl, Bills are whooping their ass. Bills are going to whoop. Their defense is ballers. Their defense is lights out. And, yeah, they had the unfortunate of losing Micah Hyde this year. But Hamlin has stepped in and playing lights out.
Pryor's having a career year.
Oh, yeah. Poyer is having a great year. Their corners are balling out. They have an amazing pass rush and defensive line. Again, the Bills are my pick for the Super Bowl. And I think the best Super Bowl matchup, to me, Bills and 49ers. What a great matchup that will be. What an amazing Super Bowl that will be.
Oh, yeah.
And the 49ers will probably be the team that give them the most heartache because I don't think the Eagles are there yet. They're close, but not there yet. Damn it, give me the damn Bills, man. Love you, Bills. I'll move to Buffalo now. No, it's New York. I can't.
All right.
Hold on. And all you fans are like, well, you hate New York teams. There's a difference. No one in New York outside of Buffalo gives a living shit about the Bills. They care about the Giants and the Jets and the Yankees and the Mets and the Knicks and the Rangers and the Islanders. No one gives a crap about Buffalo. That's more like Canada's team.
Right. All right. Let's get our last game out of the way. Our Monday night game. Bengals at the Browns. Where Browns finally get a win.
Oh, this was not even a close game.
I mean, I came home late and I think you had it running.
I had
going, and I walked in and I saw the score. I was like, holy shit, what is going on?
I mean,
and just sounds like what Bradley Chubb just decided to go off.
Nick Chubb.
I'm sorry,
Nick Chubb.
We'll get to Bradley Chubb later.
Yeah, Bradley Chubb will be a little bit. No, just the Browns' offense was just lights out. They have a great rotation of running backs with Kareem Hunt and Nick Chubb. Defense played really well. The Bengals are overrated. The Bengals played like they're overrated. Their offensive line is terrible. They can't block anybody worth their life. And honestly, hot take for everyone here: if you watch Monday Night Football and you have your option, watch the damn Manning cast. They're so much funner to listen to than Joe Buck and Troy Aikman. I'm just throwing it out there. Buck and Aikman sound like a couple of morons. The Manning brothers actually bring you entertainment. Do that. Watch them. Peyton's hilarious. Eli's stupid as hell, but he's funny. But again, they know football better than, your boy Buck. I say his boy, he actually hates him. So.
I honestly feel sorry for Troy Aikman. The guy deserves better.
Yeah, he's a cowboy though, so can't give him too much.
Yeah. All right, guys, thank you all very much for that. Getting through that. I'd like to know your thoughts on the last week too, if you would mind sharing. All right, moving on for our predictions for next week. Starting with our Thursday night game, we have the Phillies at Houston. Fly, Eagles, fly.
What you said Phillies. You're kind of like the referee for the Seahawks game was like, sideline interference by the Seattle Mariners coach.
Well, technically,
that cracked me the hell up, by the way.
Technically, the Phillies are at Houston. So.
I'm going to say this right now. That cracked me up when he called Pete Carroll the Seattle Mariners coach. That fucking made me laugh. I'm like, All right, well, you need to retire from refereeing because apparently you too damn stupid.
Okay,
And yes,
Philadelphia at Houston.
actually, this is actually quite funny. Um, again, we have Houston at Philadelphia. We have Houston against Philadelphia. Same like in the World Series. I actually do want to throw this out here right now. I don't like the Astros and I don't like the Phillies, but I do want to say one thing. Congratulations to the Houston Astros for their pitching staff for the combined no hitter, first ever one in a World Series. Again, I don't give a flying fuck who wins this World Series because fuck Altuve, fuck Bryce Harper. I don't give a shit. But again, you gotta give credit to where credit's due, and for history to be made, I gotta say congratulations to the Astros for accomplishment. Now for this fucking game, fucking Eagles.
Yeah, same here. The Los Angeles Chargers at the Atlanta Falcons.
Ooh, this one's gonna be a hot take. Go with Atlanta.
I'm gonna go with Atlanta too.
I think the Chargers. I think the Chargers are having a really struggling time. They did have a bye, so they could bounce back, and I could be wrong.
That is true. Yeah,
but I love the way Atlanta's playing right now. So
yeah,
give me the Falcons.
Too. Yeah, yep. Miami at Chicago. Miami.
I feel bad for the term the Bears. Because in reality, the Bears whooped the in the animal kingdom, the Bears whooped the Dolphins. But in football, the Dolphins are gonna win.
Carolina at Cincinnati. I'm actually in Carolina.
We got ourselves a real cat fight here. Carolina.
Okay.
No. I'm actually gonna say that. I'm gonna change that. Give me Cincy. I have a feeling about Cincy.
I'm feeling about Carolina.
I don't disagree. I think Carolina's gonna probably win.
So, Green Bay at Detroit.
Packers.
Yeah, Packers.
They'll fuck you.
Yeah,
Packers.
Fuck you. Indianapolis at New England. New England.
The Patriots.
Buffalo at the New York Jets. Buffalo.
Oh, fuck you, Jets. Jets. You suck dick. Go Buffalo, baby. Go Bills.
The Bills. Minnesota at Washington. Minnesota.
Come on. Skull all the way. Let's go, Vikings.
This is
oh my god, this is shit. What the fuck?
Las Vegas.
I'm gonna say this right now. I'm sorry for you Raiders fans. I'm sorry for you Jags fans. This cannot be a matchup that y'all want to see. Give me the goddamn Raiders, but goddamn.
I'm gonna go with the Raiders. Yeah.
God damn, this is terrible. Y'all suck, man.
Seattle at Arizona.
Seahawks. You're thinking it. Just say it.
I'm actually gonna go Arizona. Hope I'm wrong, but I'm gonna go Arizona.
Nothing wrong with it. I think it's gonna be a good matchup.
Yeah, it always is, especially when we play together.
Here's who my prediction is gonna be. The biggest difference maker, Kenneth Walker. The difference maker last time, I think.
Okay.
So.
But I'm just saying now with Hopkins back, it might be a little different, but we'll see.
We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. Los Angeles Rams at the Tampa Bay Bucks. And two teams that are struggling this year.
Two Super Bowl favorite teams that are really struggling. You're the Buccaneers.
I'll take the Bucks. Even though I'm not starting you this week, Tom Brady, sorry.
Tom Brady, he's gonna come back.
I know. I'm gonna give him a couple weeks here and see what happens.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna roll with Kirk Cousins in that other league. Tennessee at Kansas City.
Chiefs.
The Chiefs.
Patrick Mahomes.
I actually hope that's going to be a good game. I hope it's going to be better than what it looks like to be.
I hope so too.
Especially the way Derrick Henry's playing lately.
But it's Patty Mahomes, baby.
Yeah. And then wrapping it up with our Monday night game, Baltimore at New Orleans. Baltimore. Even though I want to say Baltimore when they go to...
I'm going to go New Orleans. I'm going to go New Orleans.
I'm going to stay with my pick, but I always feel like when Baltimore goes to the States, they never really always have a good game.
I think Kamara's going to have another good game. I'm gonna slide edge to New Orleans, but I think that. Bye weeks for the Browns, the Cowboys, the Giants, the Steelers, the Niners, and
See, what I think is funny is last week, bye week was only 2 teams, but then this week it's 16. Interesting how they have that. Because last week was the Chargers.
Well, I kind of feel bad for the Jags. I think the Jaguars should have had a bye week this week, going off to London.
Well, yeah, in Denver. Yeah, Denver gets the bye week, but Jacksonville doesn't.
Yeah, obviously they're catering to this fuck shit.
Oh, yeah. All right, guys, we're halfway through here. So, up next, we would like to talk about the trades that happened here right before the deadline. As you can see right here, I don't think we need to really go through all of them, but just ones that were I'd say
I think we should
point out the ones that were
pick the best trade. I think we should pick the team that had the best trade.
So obviously, I guess then we could say that one of the best trade was McCaffrey going to the 49ers.
True, but look how much they gave up for that, though.
Oh, that's right. They actually yeah, you can see too is what they gave up to acquire these players as well.
Yeah. So the Niners giving up looks like 3 or 4 picks for McCaffrey. Might be a little much, but we'll see. There's 2 trades I like the most. One is Bradley Chubb to Miami.
Yep.
Really helps that defense and everything like that.
I agree.
I
like Hawkinson going to Minnesota. I think that makes him more dangerous.
Yep.
For another weapon.
Oh, I think so too. A trade I didn't like is Jeff Wilson.
So my dad and I were actually talking about this yesterday because apparently Jeff Wilson's been doing really good for that 49er defense. And he has been. And he has no idea why they would do that, especially with the season that they're having.
So I have a prediction why.
Okay.
And I think is to get a little bit of draft picks back because you gave up a bunch for Christian McCaffrey. But I'm wondering if Elijah Mitchell's coming back soon. And I think they want to roll with Elijah Mitchell and Christian McCaffrey, and Jeff Wilson is just kind of that third man out. That makes sense.
Yeah.
That's the only reason I can think of because I don't actually like the trade because I think he was a better fit for them. But it is what it is.
Yeah, it is what it is. One big surprise, Roquan Smith going to Baltimore out of Chicago. That was actually a big one for what I've been hearing.
Actually, he's requested trade since preseason. So he's wanted out of there.
Yep. Also, Robert Quinn, too, another defensive guy that's been good there for a long time, all of a sudden out of there. But I think he's going to a good team with the Eagles on that defense. The running back from Jacksonville. I thought he's been having a pretty good.
He had a good start, but he hasn't performed very well lately.
Because I think, I showed him earlier. Whoever the guy is now is actually doing really good. But since Jets lost that running back Hall,
for that really hurt them.
That helps them. Well, I guess it's kind of too. If you look at the way Baltimore here, they went and got D. Marlowe from Atlanta safety. Well, Micah Hyde's also they need somebody to help there with Pryor or Poyer. So, one I really don't understand is Calvin Ridley. How Jacksonville wouldn't get this guy who's currently been suspended. Which I don't know why you did that.
Well, to get draft picks, get the draft picks that you can for him. And frankly, too.
Well, from what I understand, he's only suspended through the Atlanta organization, not through the NFL. That's what I thought, and then that's why I'm like, why? But then somebody told me, no, it's only through the Atlanta.
No, he's suspended through the NFL. But this here is a good pickup for them because he needs a weapon. Right. Trevor Lawrence needs a weapon,
right?
And these guys don't necessarily need him because they're
doing fine without him.
They're doing fine without him, and plus this gives them 2 draft picks.
Also, what I think is funny, Robbie Anderson, the guy who ended up throwing a fit, yelling at his coaches on the Carolina sideline, and then getting sent to the locker room. Next day, gets traded to the Cardinals.
I mean, I
I
say
thought,
fuck him. I mean,
I
he's a
mean
whiny little bitch, and
that's what pretty much that just told me when you started going off on your coaches on the sideline.
like
Or
to me, like he's not really that difference maker. And again, they got rid of Robbie Anderson. They're doing a lot better without him. Just saying.
yeah.
Robbie Anderson, fuck you.
Anyway, I don't think there's anybody else we really need to talk about there. I think everybody else is kind of
It's kind of balanced out. I mean, I don't think the Chase Claypool trade is going to work out for him or for Fields. I think Fields is still just bad. Um, I think the teams that are going to benefit the most, I think, and I've said this before, Niners with McCaffrey is going to be the best team. This is going to be really good for TJ Hawkinson and for the Vikings. You have another weapon outside for Kirk Cousins outside of um, Justin Jefferson and Allen Thielen. This, what the Dolphins did, I think helps them for a playoff run, especially Bradley Chubb. It really helps their defense.
Yep.
Other than that, the rest of these guys, they're just eh.
Yeah.
Bleh.
Pretty much. Pretty much. Okay. Before we get to our end of season predictions, we want to take a look. I forgot to bring this up, but take a look at the standings here. Well, this is actually going to be our predictions, but also before we get to our pretty much our mid-season uh, MVPs and players and rookies of the year, we want to make the predictions now of where we see these teams in these divisions based on the top midpoint of the season. So we'll go ahead and I don't think we really need to go through each team, but just go ahead. Unless you want to go through each team, Ryan,
No.
that's up to you. But
No.
I would just say right now, in the division, where do you predict now, based on what the standings are right now, or do you see these teams? So we'll start with the NFC East with Buffalo, Jets, Dolphins, Patriots. Where do you guys see these guys coming out here at the end of the regular season?
So I'm going to throw this out there for a whole as the AFC. I think the four division leaders are exactly who I thought they would. I'm just going to. I think though Buffalo remains on number one. I think Miami goes to number two, gets a playoff spot. I think the Patriots climb to three. The Jets, fuck you.
Sorry. All right. Sounds good. That's probably what. Yeah, I'll go with that. I really don't. I kind of feel like that's going to be a battle for that second one, in my opinion.
Oh.
I mean, with it's going to be. I mean, between New England and Miami.
I think
maybe.
I don't think so. I think there's a clear cut second place winner. I think it's
To the north, I think we're pretty much looking at it the way I'm looking at it the way I think it's going to end right now.
I think so too. It's Baltimore, and the rest of you, fuck you. How I view it.
Same thing with the South, pretty much the way I'm going to say.
I mean, literally, like the South is literally Tennessee and then polished turds for the other three teams.
Right. The West, so I want to say this is not where I expected the Raiders to be at this point, but Kansas City and Chargers are actually where I expected them to be. I actually I'm still kind of hoping the Raiders can turn it around. So definitely KC Chargers, but Raiders Broncos.
I agree. I think if I had to predict right now, the AFC playoff picture, there's 8 teams there's 7 teams that go. The 7 teams I see are Buffalo, Baltimore, Tennessee, Kansas City division winners. I think Miami, the Chargers, probably the Patriots. Those are my 7 teams. Make the playoffs this year with Buffalo being the number 1 seed. I don't, but I will. Broncos ain't making the playoffs. Y'all can quit your fucking crying.
NFC up next. We'll start with the East. I think.
I'll take.
I honestly am thinking that Phillies are not going to be number one. God damn, why do I keep doing that?
Baseball.
I guess I have no
Because
idea.
you're rooting for Bryce Harper. You just admitted you now
I mean,
are.
I pretty much just got the haircut like I just need to grow my hair out.
You want
No.
to. You're in love with Bryce Harper.
I am actually thinking the way that this NFC East is going to turn out is I think Dallas is going to be one, Eagles will be two, and then Giants, Commanders.
I think so too. I think Dallas is the better team, though they lost the first matchup to the Eagles. Again, though, that wasn't Dak Prescott. That wasn't a healthy Eagles or Cowboys team. I agree with you, and I think the Cowboys take the division, followed by the Eagles, followed by the Giants, followed by the Commanders.
North, exactly what it's looking like right now.
That's how I think it's going to end, and I think the Vikings are going to take this division. And I don't think the Packers are going to make the playoffs.
Yeah, the way that they're going right now, which I'm very happy for the Vikings. I'm very happy for them. NFC South. Well, definitely Carolina is going to be on the bottom, but it's definitely going to be, I think, a three-way battle for that first place.
On it right now. Never count him out. Tom Brady going to bring the Buccaneers.
I think Tom Brady will bring it back. I think he'll bring it back, and then it's going to be Atlanta and then Saints. If Tom doesn't bring it back, it's going to be Atlanta, Tampa Bay.
It's either going to come down between Atlanta and Tampa Bay, and Tampa Bay will either turn it around and just ball out and take the division, or Atlanta's going to win on a very close, non-winning season term. Either the Falcons will win on a losing record, or the Buccaneers are going to just ball out. But I agree with you. The Saints and the Panthers will be the bottom two. But I think it's going to come down between the Falcons and the Buccaneers. Give me the ball.
All right, last one, the West. Seahawks, I love you, but I'm putting the 49ers to actually win this division. Putting you at second with the Rams and Cardinals right where they're at.
I agree with you 100%. I think if you look at the playoff picture for the NFC, I think you're looking at division winners will be Dallas, Minnesota, Tampa Bay, San Francisco, with probably Dallas being the number one seed.
I was going to say something.
Don't speak. I will say the playoff team will be wildcard teams will be Philadelphia. It will be Seattle. Much as this fucking kills me to say this. But I think overall, I think the playoffs for both of them, home field advantage for the AFC is got to go through Buffalo. For the NFC, I think it's going to be. Just thinking it.
I know. I'm having a weird feeling about that too, right there. That because like you said, the Eagles are just having a lucky first half win, right? Beginning of the season.
I'm not
but
gonna
I
lie.
think their second half they're gonna fall a little bit.
I'm not gonna lie, and I know my dad will probably disown me for saying this. I love you, pops, because he hates this team. I actually like the Cowboys for what they're doing this year. I like what they're doing. I still don't like Ezekiel Elliott. I think he's overrated as fuck.
Oh, yeah.
But I like the Cowboys because again, I love good football and I love defenses that ball out. That's how I view it.
Yeah. So if you were to actually look at playoff picture like right now, this is how it would be. I think it's like you said, 17.
Yep.
Chargers would just be getting in there.
Yeah.
And this is one thing I actually wanted to point out is that both your Super Bowl teams from last year, Cincinnati, not going to make it. And then also
The
Rams, not going to make it. If we were to start playoffs right now.
I think both teams are overrated, though. The fact is that the problem that the Rams didn't do is they didn't keep up with your Hall of Fame defense situation. And Stafford's playing injured. They realize that they're only going to go through Cooper Kupp. it is looking right now that the Rams are in. And again, I've said this. I told you during the Bills game. The Bengals capitalized on a shitty year for the AFC.
Let us know what you guys think. Who do you think is going to be taking the AFC? Who's going to be taking the NFC? Who's going to win what division? Somebody actually going to bounce back? Somebody going to fall tremendously? All right, man. Sounds good. We'll catch you later. Thank you. But yeah, as we just said, um, Buffalo. We're thinking of definitely like Buffalo and San Francisco for like Super Bowl predictions this year. We'll see.
I think it's either going to be Buffalo, San Fran, or Buffalo, Dallas. Because again, I'm going to say this: the if there's one team that's playing lights out right now, it's the goddamn Cowboys.
I would say if it's Buffalo, San Fran, it's going to be a really good, tough game. But I think if it's Buffalo, Dallas, Buffalo wins it. That's just my thought. That's just my thought.
Don't speak like a Cowboys hater, though.
I think.
Because here's my argument for that. Ready? You ready for this?
Yeah.
Here's my argument to that. Buffalo, San Fran, Buffalo wins easily. Because Buffalo, the San Fran's defense is okay. Not the greatest. Buffalo, Dallas, though. That's the matchup, though. Because the defense versus the offense is going to be the biggest thing. But Dallas's offense versus Buffalo's defense. I think Dallas poses a better threat to Buffalo. Now we're just saying that Buffalo's going to go to the Super Bowl. They might not. It could be Kansas City. But looking at the best teams right now, I love the Niners and I would want them to win. But their defense is very questionable in some cases. And I think Buffalo handily takes care of business. But you play Dallas, though, as a defense, ran by Dan Quinn, by the way. And you see a lot of that Legion of Boom defense. They ain't going to give us some trouble. Now, Dallas's offense versus Buffalo's defense, I think is kind of one-sided. I think you kind of lean towards Buffalo. But Buffalo's offense versus Dallas's defense, that's the matchup people are going to see. You know, thinking about Denver and Seattle Super Bowl. You know, it was the Legion of Boom versus Peyton Manning. Maybe not at that high caliber level, but pretty damn close. I think Buffalo still wins it, but very close in that aspect. I think though, just looking at the matchups, because again, it doesn't pan out in Buffalo's favor if they play the number one defense. And Dallas has the number one defense.
No, I believe. I'm actually excited for playoff football this year. Mostly because we're going to get some teams that are usually in the playoffs and not going to be in the playoffs because of their seasons, right? Or are on the verge of not making the playoffs.
Always be excited for playoff football because that's the best time of football. It's the best time. You know why? You don't got to watch these scrub ass teams like the Jets, the Browns, the Colts, the Bengals, the Broncos, the Raiders, the Jags. You know, the fucking Packers, the Cardinals, the Saints, all them jokers. No, you're going to watch these teams who've been balling all year, and this is where football matters the most, because it's literally just one game and you're done. You lose that game, you're done. Good football. Fuck these games. I don't need to watch the goddamn fucking... I'm sorry. I have a thing about the scheduling. I do. You know me. I have a problem with scheduling on TV. Okay? I don't need to watch in the morning the Steelers. I don't give a damn about the Steelers. They never play a good game in the morning anymore. They play shit. Like, can we go back to the schedule real quick?
Yep.
Like, I'm pretty sure This game is going to be on TV. Actually, yeah, we're fucked. This is a game on TV.
There's actually a lot of morning.
It's either this piece of shit
Obviously,
game.
we're on the West Coast.
See,
So...
I'd rather watch this game in the morning because that team. But we're probably going to get this fucking... Actually, Fubo is going to tell me right now who we're going to watch in the morning.
I mean, I would like to watch the Chargers and Atlanta in the morning. That'd be a good one.
Maybe.
I mean, that's pretty much the only one I'd like really watching. Of course, I got Red Zone, so I just put on Red Zone.
Suck it. Okay, you know who we get to watch though? Is we get to see in the morning this game. Thank fucking God I get to watch the Buffalo Bills in the morning. Then we have hey. Okay.
We only have one morning game?
Yeah, we only have one morning game. Thank God it's Buffalo.
Okay. Well, yeah, at least we have then a decent game to watch. Them crush the Jets.
Yeah.
All right, sweet. All right, guys, we're going to go ahead and finish up here. So, based on leaders here in the stat categories here, we're going to make our predictions. Who do we see coming out as possible MVP, offense, defense. Also, probably even given some rookie nominations for this year if we. I haven't
either. I'm not doing it.
But okay, then I guess we'll just do offense and defensive leaders. And who do we see here running away with those? I would just say, like, who's going to be the offensive player of the year and who's going to be the player of the year. Let's just do that.
Well, here's the statement about the offensive player of the year. It always goes to a fucking court. It always does. I think the guy that deserves it this year is Nick Chubb. But I think it's Josh Allen. I think Josh Allen wins the MVP. That's my pick for him.
Okay. I mean, that'd be great. But I wouldn't mind, like Chubb or Hill if he continues.
It's not going to be tired.
Probably won't. Defense. I honestly hope your boy, actually, Micah Parsons, get it this year.
It's his to lose.
I mean, especially the way that Aaron Donald's having a little bit of a down year with that struggling Rams defense. I hope it's him. Actually.
No one has made a more difference on the defensive side than Micah Parsons. Like, yeah, he doesn't have the defensive stats like the tackles like Rokon, CJ Mosley, and Jordan Brooks. You're looking at middle linebackers though. This guy is an edge rusher. No one deserves, and this is like the TJ Watt last year. No one has made a difference on a defense than Micah Parsons. Clear cut winner, Parsons. Fuck it.
All right. So, yep. We have those guys for that. What we hopefully see here. We'll see what happens. Could be completely wrong. Be somebody else.
We're not going to be wrong. Because, I'm not going to get a goddamn MVP vote. Fuck you, Russell.
All right, everybody. That is it for us. Thank you all very much. Unless, Ryan, you got something more you want to add?
Tune in next week to the Big Fat Dub.
Apparently, yeah, we have a...
Come on, not just call it the Sports Talk. Come on now, we got to have a name. Big Fat Dub Podcast.
I'm probably going to be down with that. Because who knows? Sports Talk could already be taken. Doing way better than us.
Yeah. And honestly, too, gotta show love to the people who came up with Big Fat. The pod.
Next week, new name for the podcast.
Oh, we do it. Until they tell us otherwise, we're the Big Fat
Thank you guys all very much. We appreciate it. As you can see, we are halfway through the season now. Pretty much. See how the rest of the season plays out.
Yep.
You know, I still think we're gonna have some surprises as usual, and I can't wait to see what those surprises are gonna be. And I'm gonna say it, Russell Wilson. Fuck you.
It ain't as good. I'm sorry, but
I can't do it right now because I'm so.
can't even do the low voice. You got help. Let me end it right.
Sorry, I'm having breathing issues right now.
Well, you know, we're gonna end it right. We're gonna end it that way. We're gonna end it right. Russell Wilson, fuck you.
He can do it right. He's got the deeper.
And you gotta get the head moving too. You gotta swivel the head.
That's your thing. I didn't want to steal it.
You gotta swivel the head. You gotta get the shoulders involved. You just gotta say it with the chest.
That's the
Say it
problem.
like a man.
That's the problem right now.
Say it like a man. You want to say fuck you to someone? You don't say fuck you. You say fuck you. Emphasis on the fuck you. If Big Fat Dub doesn't work out for our podcast, we're going to call it the fuck you podcast.
No, we're not doing that. I will not do that. All right, everybody. Thank you all very much. We will see you guys here next week. As always, like, subscribe, comment. Let us know your thoughts. We'd like to hear back from you. So we see you guys next time. See ya.